How's it going? Max here. This is my Journey to the Oz behind the curtain video. Um, I'll just start with the first question here. I guess thinking back on reviewing my initial Journey to the Oz assignment, I watched that again, and I definitely agree. I still have the same foundations of knowing what EVP is. Um, but I think this semester I definitely gained a better view of it. I definitely value it even more than I did before. Um, yeah, and you know, it's important to have your own clinical experience and having um, other athletic trainers uh, clinical experience too, and just kind of understanding what they feel works best and everything like that, and what you feel works best. But I feel like more of it comes down to what the literature says now. Um, and I've kind of gained the perception of, yeah, I'll have an opinion on something and someone else will have an opinion on something, but the bottom line is kind of, what does the literature say? Because, many people have probably studied this one thing, and it could have really good clinical significance and may have a high level of evidence. And I feel like I would be I'd feel more safe following that than like someone else's opinion and my opinion, even if it contradicts what they said. So I mean, it's all a continuum. It all, you know what's sort of looking for. It You kind of have to value what you want to use, I guess, for a very lack of better terms. But yeah, I definitely, I see how it works now. Um, and yeah, I really can't wait to get my hands dirty and start working and using it. All right, so next question. What have you learned this summer? I think the biggest thing I've taken away from this class is, one, learning how to read an article efficiently with that five-phase or five-step method. I really wish I learned that sooner, um, because it's so much better, um, going through it in different steps and finishing it in under 30, 45 minutes instead of reading the whole thing in like an hour and a half. I definitely feel like I've got a better understanding of, articles that I read using that method. Um, and I don't know, I think it's even better for note taking when reading articles in that method, just because um, I don't know, I just feel more engaged in it with that. So, um, gosh, I kind of digressed there and I forgot the other thing. Oh, so with like the writing the abstract assignment, I really love that one because it really challenged me to, and I guess I didn't really understand or learn this until after I turned it in and after two of my classmates, or we had to have it reviewed by two of our classmates, and it just got destroyed, and I totally appreciate that. But I definitely learned that it's okay not to put every single bit of information into something that's supposed to be just short, cut, and dry. So condensing information. I thought that was really useful because, I'm always, if I'm told you need to write something quick about this, I'll be reading something like, oh, that's really important. That's really important too. Maybe I could just fit this in or something. So I really value that, a little humility there, and, kind of move on. And now I know it's okay. It's, if the reader's really engaged in it, they'll be like, oh, I wonder what, if this was in there, they'll go see what the results say, or they'll go more in depth with introduction or discussion. So, what does EBP mean to me? I think I kind of talked about that earlier. I don't know. I feel I'm kind of geeking out about it now, just because I value it so much, and even kind of learning more about what I'll be doing here in the next month. I'm already being tasked with doing research on programs for Parkinson's patients, and programs for or preventative programs for Parkinson's patients, tactical athletes, cancer patients, and it's going to be really challenging. But I think the fact that I know about EBP and I know how to use it, that'll make that, I guess, task of researching everything and learning what programs work best for people and how programs are designed and how to compare them. I think EBP is going to really, really help me with that, as far as finding information and being kind of efficient with my time. So yeah. How will you implement the things you've learned in this class into your clinical practice? So yeah, kind of touching on what I just said. I may go to you, Dr. Games, and ask you about the tactical athlete program you guys have, and I can ask you about it. I can do research about it, and we can have a discussion about, this is what literature says about other programs, and then this is your opinion and your experience with that. So I'll be able to couple that knowledge and be able to come back to Dr. Bull and see what he says, what he's found, and then kind of combine all that. So again, it's just EBP is almost the backbone to anything I will be really doing as far as like work goes. So it's, if I don't like it, I need to learn to let it be my friend. But I mean, just kind of thinking about it and thinking of the magnitude of things it can do to not only educate yourself, but be able to educate your patients and your peers. It's awesome. So, what do you still have questions about? I'm gonna save that one to the end because I don't really know. What are you most proud of during the semester of this class? So I'm going to combine the what are you most proud of question with what was your biggest challenge. And I mean, we already know, it's kind of off topic, but like finishing up undergrad and, doing the DAT, that was probably my biggest challenge so far. And I'm really proud that I overcame it, because there are points where I just didn't want to do it anymore and just quit. But, thinking of how disappointed I'd probably be in myself, and, thinking of my classmates, be like, oh, really? Like, this is being cocky or obnoxious, whatever. But having my classmates be like, oh, that guy? Like, that's, one of the last people I would have thought that would have dropped out or something like that. So, and then I feel like I would have like failed, the staff in the program, and just the whole thing. I felt like I would have failed them. So, and I probably would have regretted it too. So, I'm really proud of persevering through that, and and just getting through it. I don't know. My biggest challenge, I guess, in the class was kind of being more focused and dialed in at the very end. The last 2 weeks, I definitely felt like I was kind of burnt out, but I think there were times where I felt like I could have put a little pep in my step and really tried hard. And I'm a little disappointed with the work I provided at the very end. But I mean, there's not really any excuse to that. I mean, it is what it is at this point. But I definitely know now that after everything that's happened this summer and everything I'm proud of, and every single hill I had to hike over every single week, that's just a reminder to say, hey, yeah, this does suck and I don't want to do anything right now, but you are a reflection of your work, and I have to keep living by that. So yeah. Any slight digression there. Any questions about it? I mean, I don't really have any questions about EBP or the class in general. I mean, I thought overall it was an amazing experience, and I definitely learned a lot about myself as a student, as a writer, as with writing the bottom line paper and the abstract and just those things again. I mean, every time you do it, you learn something new about yourself, and you learn something new about that kind of a thing. Oh, I have one more biggest challenge. So during DAT weekend for our bottom line presentations, I'm not really the best public speaker. You probably noticed. I mean, my chest fills up, like it's a balloon, and the air doesn't escape, and then I just get nervous because I feel like people are just like, oh man, this guy's his face is turning red and everything. So that was probably another big challenge that really made I don't know, just the anticipation and anxiety for that book coming towards it just worse. It's something I really want to work on, and I'll have to work on for sure. So yeah, I'm hoping I can be better at that by the end of the DAT, hopefully next semester. But that's kind of a lofty goal next semester. But yeah, I'm really happy with the class. Honestly, I'd do it again. And yeah, so thank you.